Ciao. Today, we're surfing those same forces into your everyday world, whether you're piloting a yacht, leading a team, or charting a new venture. Elena here with Praxis and Nexus. Yesterday, we drifted through the poetic breaths of Mediterranean winds. I'm sorry we still can't sail to Ustica today, but this wind is a teacher too. In this video, we will decode Mediterranean winds, Scirocco, Maestrale, Tramontana, Libeccio, and the EQ wisdom they whisper. From the Scirocco's warm urgency to the Tramontana's clarifying gale, each medgust holds lessons in resilience, adaptability, and emotional mastery. I've distilled 8 actionable tips, grounded in EQ, amplified by AIQ, and tested on Sicilian shores, that you can apply to navigate any windscape in life or business. Taste the land and sea, how salt-laden air and wind-borne minerals shape olive groves, vineyards and fish breads. Live pirate legends, a tale of the Mediterranean's most notorious corsairs, woven with Arabian and Turkish threads. Chart sustainable survival, today's AI-aided maritime tech. You'll learn how to forecast conditions with top apps, align your team with emotional intelligence rituals, harness AI-driven alerts for smarter decisions, and much more, with global parallels from London's harbours to Mumbai's marinas. Ready to ride the wind? Hit subscribe, like, and let's set sail. Your next strategy begins now. Stay with me. The wind is our guide to survival, strategy, and the soul of these islands. 1. Winds of the Mediterranean. Why does the Scirocco bring the scent of faraway desert? How does the Tramontana carve clarity into our thoughts? What lessons lie hidden in the Libeccio's dusty swirl or the Maestrale's cool resolve? Mediterranean mariners speak of 4 sovereign gusts. The Scirocco blows from Saharan sands, carrying embered heat and the promise of rain to Sicily's thirsty vineyards. Its voice is thick with longing, an invitation to adapt your pace. The Maestrale, our Mistral's southern cousin, descends from the Alps through Corsica, clearing skies and minds with its bracing clarity. Here we learn that change can be sudden, but freshness follows. The Tramontana, a cold northerly, unzips the horizon, revealing distant coasts and inner fortitude. And the Libeccio, or Libico, sweeps from southwest, a dance of dust and salt that reminds us resilience grows from the friction of opposing forces. Together, these winds teach emotional intelligence, EQ, feel before reacting, listen before steering. They are the island's natural algorithms instructing fishermen and farmers alike in the art of balance. Just as AI learns from data, we learn from each gust, calibrating our sails and our souls. Link in the description. If you've enjoyed this deep dive, please consider a small donation or buying me a coffee. Every contribution fuels independent research and advances our sustainability initiatives. Thank you for your support. Like and subscribe to explore your world inward and outward. Know, salt, soil and sea, local tastes, global echoes. Each Mediterranean breeze carries nutrients from sea to soil. On Pantelleria, salt-laden Maestrale crystallizes on caper bushes, yielding blossoms sharper than any inland cousin. In Sicily's Etna vineyards, Scirocco warms the vines, producing Nero d'Avola wines with tannins as bold as desert dunes. Over in Greece, the ceaseless Meltemi scours Aegean olive groves, concentrating fruit oils into the green-gold liquid of legend. Downwind, the Libeccio dust enriches South Tunisia's date palms. Across the Indian Ocean, monsoon winds nurture India's rice terraces. In Baja California, the Santa Ana fires similarly temper fruit trees, concentrating sugars. And in Patagonia, the relentless Pampero sculpts lean Patagonia lamb, echoing Mediterranean sheep pastures. These local variations remind us that true sustainability is contextual. Just as AIQ models must be trained on regional data to yield accurate insights, sustainable farming and fishing depend on aligning techniques to wind, soil, and sea. By respecting these small-scale differences, we build resilient food systems and resilient communities worldwide. 3. Pirates of the Mediterranean, a tale of crosswinds and cross-cultures. In the early 16th century, the Mediterranean's turquoise expanse concealed both commerce and rogues. At the heart of legend stands Barbarossa, Redbeard Khayr ad-Din, an Ottoman admiral whose crimson beard earned him fear and fame. Raised in Lesbos by a Greek mother and Ottoman father, Barbarossa knew these winds intimately. He'd rig his galleys for the Scirocco's grip, slipping past Venetian blockades under cover of heat haze. Another corsair, Hayreddin Pasha, called the Lion of Algiers, rose from Janissary ranks to govern the regency of Algiers. His fabled galley, Sultana, outran Spanish ships, harnessing the Maestrale's gale and outmanoeuvring foes. And then there was Turgut Reis, Dragut, who ruled Malta's waters for the Ottomans, his fortress of Tripoli barely out of reach when Tramontana cleared dawn skies. But pirates weren't only names in tomes, they were local to every port. In Tunisia's Mahdia, Arab corsairs traded saffron and enslaved prisoners. In Italy's Trapani, Sicilian brigands mixed salt smuggling with plunder. Greek captains from Chios whispered of the just pirate Stamatis, whose crew fed village orphans with spoils. Privateers like Jean d'Orléac from Marseille mixed French savoir-faire with North African bravado, leaving an indelible imprint on Marseille's docks. Today, their stories echo in global narratives: the Caribbean's Blackbeard, the Indian Ocean's Qingxi, and the South China Sea's pirate queens. Across cultures, these sea rogues negotiated survival where law faltered, strategies we still study for crisis leadership and maritime security. In each gale and skirmish, they teach us that adaptability, networked alliances, and deep knowledge of local winds can be as vital as cannon and sail. 4. 8 tips beyond sail trim, bringing in sustainable action, AIQ plus EQ plus, SSQ leadership, and local to global parallels. 01 Forecast and footprint check. What to do? Use wind forecast apps, windy.app, Meteo Blue, and cross-check carbon emissions trackers in one dashboard. Why it matters. Planning routes for minimal fuel not only navigates the Maestrale, but also shrinks your climate footprint. Global Echo. Norwegian fjord operators use similar tech to optimize eco-ferries in Bergen. 2 Eco-anchoring ritual. What to do? Deploy smart mooring lines and biodegradable anchors in marine protected areas, Lampedusa, Pelagi. Why it matters. Protects seagrass and turtle nesting sites, turning every stopover into a sustainability act. Global Echo, Australia's Great Barrier Reef, tourism uses mooring, never chains to save coral. 3 Local harvest partnership. What to do? When ashore, buy fish, olives and capers directly from small producers. Ask about wind-fed farms. Why it matters. Wind-driven terroir shapes flavour and supports coastal communities. Global Echo. In Kerala, India, backwaters harvest spices by monsoon-influenced humidity. 4 Zero waste galley practice. What to do? Install a composting bin for food scraps and filter grey water through a simple biofilter before discharge. Why it matters. Keeps Mediterranean and local marinas pristine, protecting water quality and marine life. Global Echo. Caribbean charter boats reduce reef pollution with onboard compost systems. 5 AIQ-enabled wind alerts. What to do? Integrate Navionics or Windy's AI predictions with Slack or WhatsApp alerts for crew readiness. Why it matters. Anticipates gusts so you can shift shifts, reducing fatigue and improving safety. Global Echo. Mumbai's harbour pilots use AI-predicted monsoon surges to coordinate docking. He adjusts the mast's tiny sail to harness a whisper of tramontana wind, slowing the skiff enough to slip alongside a feeding school of flying fish without alarming them. 6. EQ and SSQ crew circles. What to do? Begin each voyage with a wind story circle. Invite Med-origin crew, Sicilians, Greeks, Tunisians, to share local lore and emotional cues. Why it matters. Builds EQ empathy, SSQ social cohesion, and cross-cultural understanding in London or any multinational team. Global Echo. Chicago firms use heritage lunches to bridge rural and immigrant employees' perspectives. 7. Boundary setting briefing. What to do? Use a quick AIQ-enabled survey, Typeform plus ChatGPT summary to gauge each member's comfort with wind-driven risk. Why it matters. Respects individual thresholds, whether a Med veteran accustomed to Scirocco or a Midlands office manager unused to sea spray. Global Echo. Brazil's offshore crews debrief daily to align risk tolerance in the face of unpredictable winds. 8. Reflective debrief and share back. What to do? After docking, run a 10-min guided ASMR reflection, seashell brushing, breathwork, and solicit AI summarised insights. Why it matters. Captures lessons on nature's limits and empowers future voyages, deepening both personal IQ and collective SQ sustainability quotient. Global Echo, UK's Lake District guides record wind pattern reflections to refine hiking safety protocols. Today's fishermen augment these instincts with AI-driven sonar and satellite wind mapping, yet the heart of true navigation remains the same: an intimate, respectful dialogue between human, sea and sky. Today we augment that primal wisdom with AI-powered buoyancy and navigation systems. Satellites map wind patterns in real time. Machine learning algorithms predict reef locations and fish migrations with uncanny precision. Apps like Windy.app and Navionics allow small boat fishers to optimize routes for fuel efficiency, reducing carbon footprints and bycatch. IBM's Watson Decision platform integrates sea temperature data with AIQ emotional wellness alerts, helping crews manage stress during long voyages. These digital tools are the modern compass, yet they cannot replace the emotional intelligence Santiago needed to persevere amid sharks and solitude. Sustainable maritime technology blends EQ, knowing when to pause, when to trust one's gut, with AIQ, leveraging data to foresee storms and stocks. From Pacific Islanders using wind-powered outrigger canoes to Norwegian fjord fishers employing sonar-driven kits, the lesson is universal. Resilience emerges when tradition and technology co-navigate together. In our seas and in our lives, survival is a partnership between human heart and digital mind. Link in the description. If you've enjoyed this deep dive, please consider a small donation or buying me a coffee. Every contribution fuels independent research and advances our sustainability initiatives. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining this windswept exploration of Mediterranean maritime wisdom, pirate legacies, and the future of sustainable navigation. May these gales guide your journey, whether across water or within. Subscribe, share and like.